And stuff like that happens. But Wolf had a really solid, really solid force fall. It's just like what you expect with a specific glitch. It went under the machine. Kirthar had a little bit of shakiness in that glitch, so he killed the machine, so he's going to be a little bit slower. Whereas Potatoes only had some unfortunate deaths, and I'm pretty sure that Sonja is going to try to kill the machine. I'm not sure if she's familiar with the glitch.
Yeah, she's only 1 HP anyway, so the clip would not be possible as well.
Oh yeah, true. So right now, SBDWolf starts the first fight, and you're gonna be seeing the weapon swap glitch in action. Buying two weapons, Lobber and Roundabout are they work really well together. So it's gonna be like really great to see them. Damage output from the Lobber is like really good because the single projectile does about 9 damage, which is like a lot for Cuphead. But the bad thing about Lobber is the fact that it has really slow fire rate. So the thing that we're looking with the weapon swap glitch is the fact that you pretty much every time you switch weapon, you take off that cooldown from the weapon. So you have a machine gun of Lobbers, so you have a lot of damage.
Now, going into this next boss, the runners will be looking for a very specific glitch that for the frogs here that'll skip basically the second phase. It saves about 10 seconds, and it's one of the bigger time saves that we can get due to the weapon swap glitch a lot quicker than we can on current patch. The glitch is still possible on current patch, but instead it takes 2 attack patterns instead of 1, like you'll see Wolf get here with the flies, which is actually faster than getting the punches that they can do, which is short of like the punches out of Street Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. SBDWolf with 1 HP, this is usually how you do it. You want to like damage boost to get as many X as possible to get a really good, like really fast frog fight. There are like a couple of techniques that he's like using. We're gonna be going into detail during the tournament. But the main thing is that you skip phase 2, and you see 3 runs so far got that skip. I'm pretty sure redsonja will get it as well. 5 from Wolf, which is like the best one you can get. Maybe 41, but definitely a really great time.
Yeah, I'd say anything around that is a really good time for a race as well.
So the difference now, like I said, you can see is of course the weapon swap glitch, and these fights are extremely fast compared to the current. While it makes the fight a little bit easier, the difficult part in Legacy is to actually get a really competitive time. You see that SBDWolf had a 42-second fight in the Rigby and Croaks fight, while Kirthar had a 48-second fight, so 6 seconds of difference, because of how you utilize that weapon swap glitch, and a little bit of RNG, I guess, with some patterns on the bosses.
Now you see the runners are moving on to Goopy. He's probably one of the easiest bosses in the entire game. He really is just a make sure you connect every single shot to get the lowest time, which actually can be pretty difficult when he's jumping around. You'll see the runners aiming to get anywhere between a 22 and 24, I'd say, is probably pretty decent.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll see Kirthar finishing up there with a 23.
And right now we're gonna move into the first airplane boss fight in the game. While in Legacy the airplane boss fights are pretty much like different compared to the other ones, we don't have that insane weapon swap glitch as like the normal levels. We're not gonna be seeing it in the first one because we don't have the bomb upgrade. So once we hit the second island in the game, we're gonna be getting that second weapon for the airplanes and have the weapon swap. So Hilda fight is pretty much the same as the one that you guys saw back in the tournament in March, but there's like a small difference. Well, there's a glitch here, but I don't know if we'll get it. We'll see right here.
Yeah, it's a very difficult glitch to get. It's about a 10 to 15 HP window. And Wolf, unfortunately, does not get it. Let's see if anybody else does. Alright, it looks like Kirthar is going to get the glitch, and so this is what we were talking about here. As you can see, Wolf had to wait for a very long transformation for Hilda to turn into her final phase, which is this moon. You cannot damage her while she's transforming into this phase, though. He will lose a lot of time compared to Kirthar, and you can see that in the end time screen here. As Wolf will end with a 109, which is pretty good going for the glitch. And yeah, Kirthar will get a 56, which is a really good time.
Yeah, 56 is probably the best time that you can get with the glitch. So that was like an insane fight for Kirthar.
You'll see Potato is just finishing up Hilda as well, and we're moving on to the last boss here of Aisle 1.
Yeah, Kagan Incarnation in the current patch is a little bit of a difficult boss, but Legacy is not really that tough. You only stay like right there in the front, and you throw a little bit of some EXs. You pretty much shoot all the time, and you know you're gonna be fine. One thing to mention in Legacy is the fact that one of the techniques that we are using is the airtime, I guess, that you gain from shooting the EX mid-air. So you pretty much dodge some attacks by utilizing that technique, I guess, of throwing that EX to gain some extra airtime.
Yeah, by using the EX, it allows you to stay in the air for a longer period of time, and it pushes you back a little bit as well, so you can use it to your advantage to dodge the thorns here on Cagney's final phase, specifically, in that fight. Looks like Wolf will be moving on to Aisle 2 at 7:06.
Yeah, I need to mention
Kirthar
that
is moving on at 7:04, so that's a 2-second lead there for Kirthar so far.
Yeah, I need to mention that you know, we're gonna be using the times without load, which is the official time. So we won't really know exactly when the races are gonna be, you know, if one race is ahead of the other until like the very end. Well, we're gonna see the timer, but the loads are pretty much gonna be the same for all the runs, just like about 15 to 10 seconds difference.
Yeah, luckily Cuphead doesn't have the longest load times ever.
Exactly. Barnes von Bonbon can be one of the bosses that RNG can really mess you up in this category. Like there are specific minions that, you know, mess you up because you kill them slower than others. So you end up not having like the fastest fights, of course. And with that being said, right now we're gonna enter the second airplane boss fight, and it's gonna be the one where we pick up the airplane upgrade, and we're gonna be using weapon swap glitch, but in a different way from the normal fights.
Yeah, as you'll see Wolf doing in this fight is, it's more of a rhythmic tapping than a straight-out spamming, because you want to tap with the rhythm that you shoot your bombs, and they have a bit of a long cooldown. So by tapping in this certain rhythm, you'll never stop actually shooting any pea shooter bullets, so it really maximizes your damage output.
It's pretty ridiculous to see how different the boss fights are compared to like casual playthrough, right? Usually some bosses, you know, last you fought them for 2 minutes or something, and now you just like destroy them in less than 40 seconds. That's extremely incredible.
Yeah, in most cases, our runners aren't afraid really of taking a few hits of damage, because they know, we kind of know when the boss is going to die, usually, so we're not afraid to take a few hits to get in there.
Yeah, Sonya right now is entering Aisle 2 as well, after facing Kagni, while Potato is almost done with Wally. Not a bad run for Potato. He had like that unfortunate death in Forest Follies, but the rest of the boss fights have actually been really good.
Yeah, I believe Sonja had a death as well on Forest Follies and on the Frogs, unfortunately.
Yep.
That put her quite a bit behind, but she's entering aisle 2 at about 9:44, so that's not too bad as well.
So right now, Jimmy the Great, we're gonna be seeing the first, or I guess the second major glitch, simply because the Hilda fight had the first one. Um, right now, you can actually do a lot of damage. You can kill the third phase in the second phase of Jimmy by throwing some bombs on that hitbox below the screen. For some reason, those bombs hit. So right now, Jimmy is stuck in that phase, in the sarcophagus phase, and you can kill him. You can hear right now the death animation of the puppet, which is the fourth phase of Jimmy. And right now, you're going to be killing him. Wolf is going to be killing him. And yeah, that's Jimmy fight. Really great fight.
Yeah, it's a very quick fight. Yeah, but for a little bit more explanation on that, another major difference actually between current patch and Legacy would be the abuse of off-screen hitboxes. As you can see Potato doing when he's bombing the bottom screen there, we're abusing an off-screen hitbox, and that is what makes this glitch possible. That is what DC was explaining earlier. And we'll actually be abusing this in a few fights, and we'll probably talk about those as we get to them later.
Yeah, the third major glitch now, the first non-airplane glitch. Beppy can have the same effect as Jimmy. Killing two phases in one can actually lock him. So you can see Wolf right now killing two phases in the first one, and yeah, you can kill Beppy in the stuck version, the frozen Beppy version. It's a little bit messy. If you have low bitrate, it can look really bad on the stream.
Yeah, I know. In fact, you'll probably see it with one of our runners. The screen just goes completely pixelated for this glitch. It's quite hilarious.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite fights, I gotta say. Peppy. With a really solid fight, Wolf 32, not bad. As Kirthar enters this fight, and the Potato as well. Not too far behind. Yeah,
Like Kirthar's gonna give it a retry there on the glitch.
Oh, he missed the glitch. Oh,
yeah, he did miss the glitch there.
That's
looks like he's gonna retry to get it. I don't know if it's actually worth to do that to save time.
I believe it's like close, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I believe the full fight without this glitch is what, around 50 seconds, and with the glitch it's like 30?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, it's roughly a 20-second time save to get the glitch, though.
Yeah, more or less.
As you can see, Wolf down here is onto the dragon.
Oh, yeah.
And this is another big glitch in the game as well.
Exactly. Well, we did the same thing. Killed two phases in one. So, in Cuphead math, I guess, you get a frozen boss.
That seemed like a really, really quick dragon as well there. I'll have to see what the final... Yeah, 31, that's really good.
Yeah, pretty insane fight. We forgot to mention right now, Sonja is going to go for that boss. Jimmy the Great is actually one of the hardest boss fights for like new speedrunners because in the last phase you want to stay in front of the sarcophagus, and sometimes the ghosts spawning from there can actually really troll you. So it's definitely like one of the hardest boss fights.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Sonja opts for the glitch or decides not to go for it here. Looks like she's going to go for it as well.
Yep.
But yeah, one thing we should also mention here about the dragon is that when he scrolls away after his first phase, he does have an off-screen hitbox there to the right, which is why you see the runners still spamming their weapons over there. And that basically allows us to guarantee this phase that he gets stuck in there. Which, it doesn't save much time, but it does make the fight a lot easier.
Yeah, when you see the runners shoot at something like really weird, they know what they're doing. They're experienced, so they're not really doing anything stupid. They're probably going to be hitting any hitbox or something. Yeah, B is one of the fights that Rumor Hard Battles, I guess, is one of the fights that presents like really rough RNG for many runners that go for top times. Depending on the pattern, you can actually save 6 to 7 seconds. Unfortunately for Wolf, he didn't get the B pattern. Let's see if Kirthar gets it. And before we talk about Kirthar, Wolf is going to do probably the fastest boss fight in Legacy version. So, as Wolf does it, Daggers, you can explain a little bit of what's going on there, even though we don't really know exactly what's going on.
This fight is really, really quick, so I don't honestly think I'm gonna ruin it with words and just let you guys enjoy what happens here. So yeah, basically, on simple version of the game, the robot dies right after that phase. So for some reason, I'm not sure why, the game believes that if you overdamage the second phase on regular, it gives you the KO. And getting a 14-second is a very nice time there on the robot.
Yeah, the shortest fight in Legacy version, I do have to say there is like a theory behind it. Like the first phase only takes damage on the last hit of the heart. So for some reason, the last hit does 150 damage. So if you shoot a magnet EX, you shoot 9 magnets, I guess. So you do like 9 times 150, which is like the boss HP. I think this is like the best explanation that we have, but I'm not really sure about it. Sonja gets the baby glitch in the meantime. It's nice knockout as both Kirthar and Potato are on the robot fight.
And Potato's gonna miss it there, and you'll see him reset, as well as Wolf is on Sally. He's actually just about to finish up Sally as she comes down for her last phase.
Yeah, really nice fight. I think a little bit of bad RNG could have given him a little bit of a better time, but 41 is definitely like one of the best times that you can get in Sally. I believe 39 is the best you can get in a run.
Yeah, no, it's not them just mashing on robot. What you want to do is you want to damage the heart a very specific amount before you use your EXs. And that's what causes him to die specifically, as you see Potato just got there.
Yeah, the weapon swap glitch on the airplane fights, as Dakas mentioned earlier, has like a specific rhythm. And that rhythm is pretty much the cooldown of the bomb. So you pretty much fire with the pea shooter, I guess, and then you do really quick switches from, like, to pea shooter to bomb and then to bomb to pea shooter, like immediately. And then on the rhythm of the bomb's cooldown, you just weapon swap like that.
Yeah, it's very quick double tapping.
Yeah, in the meantime, Sonja had a fight on the dragon without the glitch, and as you saw, she stood behind the dragon's neck, and that hitbox actually doesn't hit her. So, for some reason, like you can hide behind green without getting hit. You have to be careful though of the clouds, as you know.
Now, in our bottom left hand here, Wolf is moving into one of the most RNG-based bosses in the game that our runners like to call him anyway. He can be really annoying based on what patterns he gives you, so hopefully he'll be pretty nice to Wolf here.
Yeah, I believe Wolf has a setup for a really fast skill, like what most of the rounds consider bad RNG, Wolf considers the best RNG because of the setup that he plays the fight, which is like really ridiculous. I've only seen 2 runners, SBDWolf and Jason, actually managing, you know, with the quote-unquote bad RNG.
Yeah, the very quick 2 cycle there.
Yeah, like, I've only seen these 2 guys. Yeah, Wolf gets a really, like, decent, I guess, RNG, not bad with a Sark. He's gonna get a 32, 33 second fight. Yeah. Not bad.
I don't think anybody got good VRNG this race. Unlucky.
I think the game wanted to be really kind with Luigi.
Yeah, with Luigi watching.
Yeah, so they're like, you know what? We're not gonna do this to Luigi. For those who don't know, Luigi was grinding this category to get the first ever sub 24-minute run, and he actually got it, but the B was one of the main obstacles for this. And he still didn't get it for the sub 24, which is like really insane.
As you can see, Sonya there actually was not able to kill the bee before it transformed. It went to the bottom as the plane, so it's unfortunate, a little bit more of a time loss, but it's okay.
Exactly.
Be able to get the kill and move on to the robot now.
like you can see another thing as you know, it happens on Wolf's screen. Calamaria is one of the boss fights that RNG affects what time you get. And Wolf got the RNG that he had to tank 2 hits. This is calculated. It does make the final 2 phases a little bit scary, but you know, if you're a top runner, you have to take those risks. And in the meantime, I have to say, Kirthar got a 30-second fight from Captain Brinybeard, which is like insanely good. And
Oh
Wolf got
wow,
a
I've missed that.
Yeah, and Wolf got a 40-second fight in Calamaria, which is absolutely mind-blowing.
Still a very close race between both Kirthar and Wolf as well. And Potato is not very far behind.
Yeah. You see, like, the timers are a little bit different. Once again, we're going to mention that we are using timing in the game, which is time without loads. So in the end, we're going to see, like, the final time. The load times are not really that much different, but, you know, just to make it fair, I guess, we use the time without loads. I think it makes sense for, like, better competition. To give everyone
Yeah, there are some people that I've seen that had like 2-minute loads compared to like me who has 30 seconds, so it definitely is it is the more fair way to do it for this game, I believe.
Exactly. On to Phantom Express. Wolf got pretty much everything perfect there. He's doing a really unique thing that you're going to see from the other runners. He never parries the card, which is like really incredible. And he knows how to do this, and I'm gonna give you like an explanation on why he does something like that. Every time you do a parry attack, or not a parry attack, every time you parry something, you put a little bit of lag in the game, so you actually lose time by parrying. So Wolf actually manages to do this fight without parrying the card to avoid getting those lag spikes in the game. So it's incredible. I don't think I've seen any other runner do that.
Yeah, it's almost impossible, honestly, to avoid having to parry that thing at all. It takes very good knowledge of the stage and very high skill to be able to pull it off.
And with that, we have the first entry in Inkwell King Dice, and then after, of course, the Devil. We're not going to say yes, the Devil. We're going to be fighting every single boss in this category. And route-wise, we go from number 2, 4, and 9. Each number in the roulette represents a mini-boss, and we have to fight 3 mini-bosses in this game, in this boss fight, I guess. So the faster ones are number 2, 4, and the 9, because number 9 has a specific glitch. So we're going to be seeing that later.
Yeah, we originally actually had a different pattern back when this game came out. We would run, I believe it was 3, 5, and 9. But we actually discovered that 2 and 4 have less HP and they're quicker. And honestly, it's actually a little bit more comforting to the runners to do this as well, because after the first 2 bosses, or after the first boss, you're just able to roll straight 3s across the board instead of having to switch it up.
Wolf actually got a retry there. I don't know exactly what happened, but I think he missed the dice, if I'm not mistaken. So he has to retry King Dice, and now this is a good chance for Kirthar to catch up. Like a really major mistake for Wolf right there. He hit one, alright, thank you, Edo. He was gonna
find that's saying he rolled a 1, yeah. That's really unlucky.
Yeah, and that puts Kirthar back into the game for this race. As Potato now finishes with Phantom Express and enters Inkwell Hell, and redsonja is going to find Captain Brinybeard. Now, the Dominos are a really difficult fight. You know, you have to avoid the spikes, you have to do multiple damage, and you know, the Dominos like move up and down. It's a little bit difficult to shoot them. Wolf did a really fantastic job there.
Yeah, that was a very quick kill. It's also very dangerous to be very close, because as you see on Kirthar's screen, that he shoots out a little gem from his mouth, and that can actually just land right on top of your head, giving you very little time to react. Exactly.
And right now we're going to be going to number 9 and the monkey, and you're going to see something really interesting if you haven't seen any legacy runs. So we say hello to Monkey, and Wolf is going to say Not yet. Missing the monkey glitch. And now he's gonna say goodbye to monkey. Wait, no.
Uh,
Wolf, what are you doing? Alright, buddy, you got it now. Third try.
no, monkey!
No! What, monkey? Why are you trolling Wolf? As Kirthar gets the knockout first try.
Okay, and there we go.
And now Kirthar is ahead by about 11 seconds.
And that is actually the longest casual fight in the entire game. You have to match the cards, and then he has a very long intermission phase where you can only do a certain amount of damage.
So, basically, to explain exactly what happened, as Kirthar takes a lead, by the way. So the monkey, if you freeze the monkey on the edge of the screen by pairing those two cards as Dak has mentioned, and you scroll the screen, then for some reason the game doesn't detect an item, I guess, or an enemy sprite in the screen, and says, "All right, you know what? You are done. You did the fight," and the monkey just goes away.
Yeah, it scrolls him off the screen, and he's never to be seen again. I originally thought it was part of the game because it was a claw machine, and I thought it was like dropping him off the crane.
Yeah, that's that was actually really funny there for Wolf. But Kirthar on the devil fight, devil for many people, they think it's not really that easy, but in Legacy it's actually quite easy, I would say. You have to do a lot of damage, and you basically get a 2-second the first phase, and then the rest is really fast. Like Legacy, you have a lot of damage with weapons for huge.
Yeah, the devil is quite quick as well on Legacy. Once you get him down into his final phases here, it goes real quick. Potato also getting the monkey skip first try. That's very nice for him. Potato is on he might actually be close to PB pace here.
Knockout for Kirthar, sub 25 for Kirthar, loadless times. Wolf gets a 25.08, really incredible time for him as well.
Both incredible times.
Yeah, Potato finishes the King Dice fight, going to go to the Devil, and redsonja is on to the Phantom Express. Now, official SRO time, we have Jason. He gets a time of 24:34. Jason is not on the screen for us right here. So he got the better time, I guess, in this race. Kirthar with the second place of 24:53. And Wolf with a 25.08. I mean, all of them really close to us at 25. I mean, 2 of them got them. And you can see how experienced runners, of course, can get things, done faster than other runners. But anything can happen. All these mistakes can bring the race around. And Kirthar was behind, but the mistakes that Wolf did brought him back, I guess, in the race.
Yeah, and just like that, you can mistakenly roll the dice.
Exactly.
Also, there's a lot of opportunities where you will be 1 HP on the final phase of a boss, and if you die in that final phase, you can really be losing 20, 30 seconds, and it can be really, really hurtful.
Potato is about to finish the fight. Let's see can he actually get the sub 27.
Oh, a 27 flat. I saw someone asking in this category, do you have to fight all the bosses on the dice headboard? No, we specifically only have to fight 3 bosses. We don't consider those bosses actual bosses, they're just sub-bosses, though. King Dice would be the all-boss for that stage.
So yeah, this is pretty much the Cuphead all bosses regular on the Legacy patch. We're going to be seeing redsonja right now, finishing Phantom Express. I think redsonja is on a really decent pace right now, really close to her PB, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she is. I believe she has a 31, 38.
I believe so, yeah. So let's get some hype for Sonja. I really hope you enjoyed this race. We're going to be having a lot of them. 4 groups, each group consisting of 6 people, so there are going to be plenty of races. I believe it's going to be close to 68 matches, if I'm not mistaken. Math, I don't know.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Cuphead. We got 24 runners, and that's really the most important number, I guess.
Yeah. And of course,
so
And of course, after that, we have the bracket stage. The top 2 of each group will move on to a bracket where they're going to be facing against each other. It's going to be really interesting. See how it goes.
Yeah, we got a lot of really great runners in the brackets. The group stages have me excited. The groups look really nice. Should be a lot of fun to see some upsets. You know, and just see who's going to take it all. It'll be a great time. Yeah, it looks like Sona is actually doing the old route here with Cigar. Must not be too comfortable with the shift yet.
Yeah, and what you want to do in the Cigar is stand right on the edge of the ashtray and try to do like some small jumps to avoid those flame attacks. They're a little bit difficult, but to dodge. But you know, if you get used to it, I guess it's not that bad. It seems she goes for Domino or Rabbit.
Yeah, it looks like she's going for Rabbit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her because it's not... The dominoes are not really that fast, especially if you don't know how to play, like, super great. And the Rabbit also had a heart on the board, so maybe she wanted to play a little bit safe for the race.
Yeah, something that's very important to mention on this stage, if you actually do make it to King Dice with 3 HP, you don't even need to bother pairing the cards at the end there that he brings out with his hands. You can just damage boost straight through them with your weapon swap glitch and kill them before the second phase even appears. Looks like she's going just for all of the health to be extra safe.
Yeah, I don't blame her again.
Yeah, now when she's on a good pace as well.
Yep.
And let's see if she's going to be rolling here onto the fight here for King Dice. Hopefully she'll be able to make it through with the 2 HP. She will have to at least parry 1 card to make it through. Oh, she rolled a retry. That is really unfortunate. So, a gimmick here to the end of King Dice is right before the finish square, he has a retry square, which makes you go all the way back to the start. Luckily for Sonja, she won't have to fight any of the bosses again. She can just roll the same way that she did the first time and make it all the way back to the end, but it is quite a big time loss, unfortunately. And it looks like she unfortunately rolled a 9 there, so we might see Sonja attempt the monkey glitch here. Looks like she's gonna fight the monkey here regularly. So now you guys, for reference, now you can see how long this fight actually does take versus the glitch. This is actually it's actually pretty good that this happened. Sonja's gonna have to be pretty careful here now with 1 HP on this last phase. He tries to find the last couple matches here. Well, it's good in the sense that people get to see how unfortunate this fight would be without that glitch, Diggity.
Exactly. That happened to my race, I remember, back in the glitchless tournament that we had back in March. I wanted to find number 8 and I accidentally fought. That was like a minute time loss.
Yeah. This fight is not fun.
Exactly. Casually is fun, I guess. You see him.
No, no.
Just one phase left.
And this monkey can be real trolly.
And we get a knockout. Nice.
Can have some of the oddest. But yeah, luckily this time she cannot roll a retry, so we will be on to the king dice here. Very good parries on the first set. I believe she should make it through here. Yeah, there we go. Very
Nice
good.
knockout. Nice knockout. And let's see how this goes now with the devil.
Yeah, doing king dice with 1 HP can be very monk-ass.
In the meantime, I need to mention that another racer we had in the speed gaming today, Justin, got a PB in this race. So GG to Justin for that. Getting a
Oh, GG, Justin. What was this time?
26:39.
Oh, very
really
nice.
PB. I believe it's close to 10 seconds PB or something like that. So that's nice to hear. It's always nice to have PBs.
Yeah, PBing in a race is always great.
Dodging the club. It's one of the memes that we had. I remember how I used to watch Cuphead streams while I was like doing speedruns, and people were saying, you know, to the streamers, dodge the club. The good old days back in October, I guess. Duck, I think, duck the club or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could actually duck that for the longest time.
Yeah. I didn't know that either.
I always just jumped into EX, just even normally.
Yeah. Fun fact for those who are here and don't know, we're using these two specific weapons, but we used to actually use charge in the beginning, charge shot. And you can actually kill the devil in the first phase. Like there is a hitbox above the screen that you can only hit with the charge shot. So we used to kill the devil like that. As Sonja is on the last phase, projectiles are missing. Let's see how they go.
Very good knockout.
Nice knockout like that. And with that, we have everyone in the race ending, and this exhibition match reaching the end. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna have plenty of races in the future, of course, starting from Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Depends, of course, of the scheduling between the players. So, yeah, if you really enjoyed it, make sure you follow the schedule. I'm gonna link it in the chat.
And make sure you guys follow the runners as well if you enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah,
they're all they all stream daily, I believe.
There you go. Go through.
Yeah, there'll be a lot more Cuphead to come.
Yeah, go through some support for the runners. See, as you know, they are training for the tournament. Tournaments usually bring like the best out of people, as I said earlier. I'll give you like an example of the previous tournament that we had back in March. 9 out of 10 times right now in the leaderboards are from new runners, I guess, or they were made after the tournament, I guess. So the tournament actually brought a lot of attention to that specific category. And this category right now as well has really new, like a lot of new runners coming up and getting that sub 25. We have 9, if I'm not mistaken, out of top 10 times are sub 25. So this is like pretty insane to see what the future holds, I guess, for Cuphead speedruns overall.
Yeah, the community is very open to all new runners. We have a lot of people asking questions. Everyone's always giving their 2 cents and pitching in. So, feel free to stop by the Discord if you're interested in learning the game as well. And yeah, just like to give a shout out to all the runners and say GG to everyone, and thanks everyone for watching. And a big shout out to Speed Gaming for hosting.
Yeah, big thank you to Speed Gaming. I believe after this one, in about there's gonna be a Chrono Trigger race, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure about it, but there's plenty of action in the other Speed Gaming channels. Ori randomizers and Momodora and Shovel 9 low percent run over at Speed Gaming 5. So if you guys want to see more speedruns and more races, feel free to tune for them. I am Tisplus, and it was a pleasure doing cast with you, Douglas. First time doing the cast together. I'm looking forward to all the matches.
Yeah, it was a great pleasure.
All right, see you, everyone. Have a good night.
All right, everyone, have a good one. Thanks.